Yeah. That's right. What's up, everybody out there? All my beings of light, art, culture, and knowledge. Thank you for being here and jumping in for another episode of Black Side of Liberty with none other than yours truly, Governor Wildstar. That's who I am. And I appreciate all of you guys for being here. I do have a guest with me that I'm going to be speaking with. Hopefully, he'll be jumping in the room here shortly. It seems to be a technical difficulty, so I do apologize for the delay. And like I said, hopefully, we'll be able to get him right here very soon because we got a lot to talk to him about. But in the meantime, I do want to talk to you all since I got you all here. We can talk about what's going on, you know what I'm saying, in not only California, but in the country of America, as well as the rest of the world. So, of course, with this whole coronavirus deal, you know, it's a lot going on in the world. So it's a lot of protests going on nationwide. You know, stay informed on those, pay attention to those, because they are using that as a political issue. And with regards to here locally in Fresno, there's actually going to be a reopen California protest right here in Fresno. I will be there. So please, if you're in Fresno, be sure that you're there tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon at City Hall. All right. We're going to be out there letting the mayor know that we do not appreciate the extension of the stay home order, which has now been extended to Memorial Day, if you can believe that. So another 30 days, you are now, deemed non-essential and must stay indoors. So that's one of the announcements that I want to, again, let all of you guys out there know about, is to get involved in your local reopen protests. All right, wherever you are here in California, as I said, there's been multiple protests happening throughout the state. So get involved in those. You know, it's easy to find. Just go look up free California, reopen California, fully reopen California. You know, all of these organizations getting involved in these protests. But I don't want to talk any longer, you guys. Like I said, that's just one of the announcements coming up in the show. But without any further ado, I do want to introduce to you my guest, because I do have him here. He is none other than Oscar Herrera, who is an Ohio State representative running for District 96 out there in Ohio. What's up with you, Oscar? Welcome to Black Side of Liberty.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You can hear me good, right?
Yeah, I got the headphones in, so I can hear you well.
Wonderful, perfect. All right. Well, I appreciate you tuning in today's episode, Oscar. Welcome to Black Side of Liberty, and it is a special Cinco de Mayo episode. Yay! I hope you got your roller, man. You got the Corona. Come on now. I know you got that roller with you, right, Oscar?
Nah, I have some Sprite right now.
Oh, shit. Okay, he's taking it easy. He running for office, y'all. So he's
later, maybe.
Okay, later on today. That's good. So, Oscar, I know you. You know, you worked on my campaign for governor of California, which I truly do appreciate. You know, and all of your efforts has led you yourself to run for office. So, like I said, I know you, but who the hell are you, man? And please tell the people out there, and why are you running for office yourself?
Yeah, it was a pleasure to help you out in your campaign, and it really showed me what is really needed for a campaign. So I put some perspective before I ran for mine, which wasn't shortly after I helped you out, which is you were in April, and I kind of announced in November that year. So it was very shortly after, but my name running for state representative in Ohio, the 96th district. Funny enough.
Hold on, Oscar. We lost you there. You still with me, man? We can see you, but we can't hear you. It looked like you froze there for a moment. You just like, uh, uh, uh. No? Okay, well, Oscar will be coming back. I think he lost his stream. But yeah, as soon as we can get him back, we'll have him finish that question. But in the meantime, he was telling us about him being involved with my campaign for governor of California because I did run for governor of California, you guys, if you could believe that. So please be sure to look up my previous campaigns for governor of California. I ran once in 2014 and then again in 2018. And that was the campaign that Oscar was a part of. He is part of the Hispanic Libertarian Caucus, where he helps candidates such as myself reach out to the Hispanic community and let them know more about his campaign, about their campaign. So we got him back in the house. Oscar, you with me this time?
Hey, yeah. How's it going? Yeah, I had the stream on my phone just to check, and I did end up losing connection, but I closed everything else out, but I should be good for now.
No problem. NWO, bro. Don't take it too personal.
It's okay. It's just one of those days. But yeah, I caught
you if you could pick up where you left off for me, please.
Yeah, I think I was talking about I'm running for the Ohio House's 96th district. I have about roughly 84,000 voters in my district. Mostly nonpartisan, independent. We just had our primary and picked up 51 new libertarians, which is exciting for me, considering I did little to no marketing for the primary, but that's for financial reasons. Now we're done with that, so I'm more focused on the general election, and I feel like I can win this, and I wouldn't be running if I didn't think so.
Good. That's good to hear that you're running for office and actually think you can win, because that seems to be an issue with the Libertarian Party. They got beef with candidates that run for office that seem to be a long shot. They think it's a waste of resources, such as someone like myself running for governor. But it's a matter of presence. You're getting out there, you're letting people know that there is someone that wants to representative that is an actual a member of the community. You know what I mean? Not somebody from the outside that's coming in, trying to tell people what they should be doing. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, and in regards to your statement, I think when it comes to running candidates for the Libertarian Party, they should really be, even though presidency does matter, you should be very mindful of the races you're putting candidates in, because it's not just let's get people on the ballot. It's money being spent, filing fees, digital marketing, whether it's digital or paper. And it's just resources that if you're just doing it to run a candidate, you're wasting your time. And in my case, both my opponents have run before for different offices. At least my Republican ran for the same office and lost. So, and the Democratic opponent has run for office and got kicked out of the ballot. So we're looking at pretty much the Democratic and Republican Party at this stage are now recycling candidates, which unfortunately is not good for the environment in at least the political one. But at the same time, I have the opportunity to say, like, you already have these has-been people. Why not invest into someone who's new, who has fresh takes on ideas, significantly younger, and has a lot of opportunity to grow into the position, not someone you already have that's, all right, we know where he stands. There's really not much growth. And I have the privilege that I'm not tied to the Democratic or Republican leadership. I'm not beholden to anybody. So it's not like I have favors to fulfill or interests that I need to fulfill. As I said before, it's like my base is going to be we the people. It's not going to be Republican or Democratic leadership. I could say I have to fulfill an oath, for lack of a better word, to the Libertarian Party, but they just expect me to be a good representative for the Libertarian Party. And I've been told I'm doing a good job, but now my focus is on can I represent the people in my district well?
And that's what matters the most. You know what I'm saying? Put all party politics aside, whether you were running as a Republican, a Democrat, a Libertarian, or independent, when it boils down to what your job should be doing, that's making sure that the members of your community are getting exactly what they want from you being a representative for them. So I applaud your efforts. I'm definitely looking forward to where you go from here, no matter what happens. I think you got a great opportunity of winning, of course. But no matter what happens from here, I know you got a great future ahead of you. So if you were to actually get elected, let's just say hypothetically, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit, I'm slapping myself around. But yeah, let's just say hypothetically, you were to actually get elected, you know what I mean? Because that's what we want here. With this whole coronavirus thing going on, what would you actually be able to do about it as a representative? I mean, what does a representative even do?
I think it's the same thing, at least in Ohio, as the federal congressman. We draft legislation, we look at bills, we vote on them, we talk to our constituents, lobbyists, all that sort of thing. And my primary focus is on people, but lobbyists, they get pushed to you regardless. And I've lobbied for drug decriminalization, so I know that aspect of it. But in regards to COVID-19, my focus is going to be on economic recovery, seeing how government, as much as some libertarians say there's no role for government, how can government step aside and let businesses flourish, get back on their feet? What regulations can we bypass so businesses could get started again, and make sure that we're at least in a better position than we were at the moment. And if I were to get elected, then that puts me in a position to speak on behalf of small businesses, because that's what the majority of my district relies on, and see what policies we could put in place, like economic opportunity zones where taxes are lowered for certain areas. As much as I would like for the whole state to pay for lower taxes, maybe we could just start with those economic opportunity zones to see if that's an actual resource we could expand to the whole state. And I don't doubt that it will work out, because lower taxes have been proven to increase economic opportunity.
Absolutely. Especially with one thing that people forgot about is the Depression of 1920. It's the forgotten depression, right? Before the Great Depression, about 10 years before, was the forgotten depression. In about a year, we bounced back from World War I, economic devastation on our country. And that's exactly what the government did. They cut taxes, they cut fees, they cut all of these regulatory things that they're doing, but they allow the American people to do what they do best, and that's be productive, get to work, create industry, create the wealth of this economy here in this country. So since you brought that up and about how this would affect those people in your neighborhood, I mean, what does the ethnic, makeup of your neighborhood look like? Do they all look like you? Do they look like me? Do they look like us?
Nah, it's primarily white. I would say like a good 80%. Hispanics were very few. So compared to when I lived out in San Diego, where we were pretty much close to the majority, now I feel like quote unquote a minority, but I mean, it really doesn't matter to me, because at the end of the day, we're all Americans. We all want to live our lives as we see fit. And in reality, more unites us than divides us. And unfortunately, a lot of people feed off those divisions to get on their power, instead of building a true movement of the people based on similar values. I mean, you and I, different backgrounds, but we just want to be left alone. We want to live our lives. We want to be productive. We just want to, for example, you have your son, you want to raise him in a safe environment, give him a life that's better than yours. And hopefully when I get to the age where I could have children, that I would love to leave them a world that's better than the one I grew up in.
Exactly. I'm glad to hear that you actually have that motivation to make the world a better place for the next generation. You know, a lot of people think that, I guess, the millennials, the age category that we fall in, you know, that we're selfish and we only think about ourselves. No, we're heavily invested into the future, you know, and we need to show people that with our efforts, you know what I mean? And since you did bring up the demographic of your area, and you know that is predominantly white, you know, with someone being, you know, of Hispanic descent, you know, let's just be honest, man. People see our skin color first, and white people feel a whole lot of prejudice, you know, determination based on that in itself. So it does play a factor, you know. So with you running for office, how has the this whole coronavirus thing affected those that you know? I mean, because they're going to expect you to do something about it, and with you not looking like them, you know, they may wonder if you have their best interests at heart. So those that you know, how have they been affected by it personally?
A lot of people I know are in job sectors that are actually as deemed quote unquote essential. So they've been pretty good, but the people who aren't, that I know that aren't, have just been taking it very slow. Pretty much they have the opportunity to have savings, but there's some people who are out of work, and I honestly haven't heard from them, and it's kind of hard to get in touch with them because some people don't want to state that they're in a predicament, and sometimes you don't want other people to know your business, that you're not in a great situation, even though others will know. Like, it's kind of obvious when you're out of work, it's hard. But in regards to me being Hispanic running for office in a public office, I think people would just need to get over the fact that I'm a minority. Like that shouldn't be a barrier for you to stop listening to what I have to say, because even though I am Hispanic, I'm also American, and the majority of my constituents would say that they're American first, and that they believe in the values of America. And I'm here to remind them that freedom, justice, standing up for yourselves, those are American values that the Libertarian Party shares. That you own yourself. There should be justice. There should be freedom, but you have the right to stand up for yourself and live your life as you see fit. And I had a town hall with Ken Armstrong that who you've had on before.
Oh yeah.
And we had Republicans, Democrats. We actually had a Republican candidate show up, and he was like, he said he was only going to be there for like 30 minutes, see what it's about. But he was drawn in for over an hour, and he's like, "Hey, I have to go home because my wife's wondering where I was at," which was funny. But he was drawn into the level of conversation we were having, because we weren't trying to say you're not libertarian, so why you're wrong. We're just trying to, well, at least I was, and it seemed like Ken was on board too, just reaching people from where they're at, because because we're never going to reach people from where they're not. And a lot of the people, like libertarians, we love to be in our little echo chambers, but the majority of the people don't know who we are, what we stand for. And the only time to hear about us is every 4 years when we run a presidential candidate. So I have the opportunity to be pretty much the first libertarian some people interact with at a public office level, that I'm like, hey, you may not know Hope, Milton Friedman, Mises, and all the Austrian Chicagoan school of thoughts, but do you understand self-ownership, freedom, justice, standing up for yourself, and all those values? And you don't even have to give them a school of thought. You just have to give them the values. And people could connect. People are pretty smart to connect the dots themselves, given time, and just say, hey, I'm on your side. I'm not here to fulfill an agenda or serve special interest. I'm here to serve you, because that's what a state representative is. We're here to represent the people.
Right. And then sometimes you have to break it down so simply to people like that. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it does take a matter of uh, you being succinct to kind of get your point across, you know. And a lot of people don't understand what libertarianism is or know about the Libertarian Party itself. Like you said, we kind of tend to stay in our own circles. But every group does that. Republican, Democrats, you know, black people, white people, Spanish people, you know. So you mentioned also with you moving or living where you are in your district, there being such a small fraction of people that are actually from Hispanic descent. Are the Hispanic people in Ohio discriminated against? Because that's one thing that I've noticed here in California is, you know, we actually have a large Hispanic population. And there's tons of Hispanic people that face discrimination, not only from, you know, other races, but also from their own race, from Hispanic people, especially over the immigration issue where they feel like you need to get in line. Some of them, you know, don't have any citizenship status, so they frown upon each other. And we see this happening and growing throughout not only the state of California, but throughout the country. So where you are in Ohio, are the Hispanic people discriminated against?
At least there's some prejudice, but at least in my own life, it's been easily like, as more and more people realize that I'm not as different as they are, they kind of been more accepting of me. And there's obviously some prejudice and discrimination. We all have, there's, even in California, when I was there, Hispanics were discriminated against. And also, even within each other, there's like this crab in a bucket mentality that oh, he's doing good, let's bring him back down, instead of, hey, he's doing good, let's help him up. And that's kind of a problem like minority communities have, is that we really want people to just stay the same, grow up the same way that they have for generations, and really not aspire to anything greater. And that's, I mean, even though we talk about wanting to be freer and better than before, we're stuck in these psychological traps that keep us in that mentality. And when our children want to do better, it's like, no, you're going to be just like mom and dad. And that's a prison we put them in, instead of like, hey, I want you to be better than me. I'll teach you what I know, but I want you to be better. And we kind of forgotten that in seminar communities.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, man. I mean, that is something that the Black community experiences also. You know, a lot of shaming for being more successful. How dare you run for governor? You know, you didn't go to college. You ain't got no Ivy League degree. You know, all of these, what is it? Hate on self. You know, we see that. It is sad to see that happening, because we could get so much further if we actually work together. So is that a concern of yours? I mean, are you actually making any efforts to unite the Black and brown community? I'm doing my best to do that here in California, but it's hard as hell. Shit, it's hard. Just get Black people on board with this libertarian shit. So how do we unite the Black and brown community to get involved politically and change the face of politics?
That's a good question, because I think we've been so racially divided, especially in our inner cities, that it really starts with just one person just saying, hey, we've all been oppressed. We've all had a systematic bias against us and all this. Why not work together to overcome those biases, the bad luck we've been given, the oppression, and realize that, and also get white people on board, like everyone on board. It's not just Black and brown and white people. We all bleed red. Cut me, cut you. The same color blood comes out. And together, exactly, just like those stripes. And those stripes were like even during the Civil War, Black people fought for their freedom. And Hispanics fought for their freedom against the French Talking about Cinco de Mayo, they realized they had to unite because they were going to be overtaken by the French. And that's what they celebrate today. It's not just an excuse to get drunk and eat tacos. There's actual history involved. As much as tacos and beer are nice, but there's actual history behind Cinco de Mayo and the willingness of just average people. They weren't college educated. They, God forbid, back in the day, to get any form of education was a blessing.
Right.
But it's just common people realizing they share this desire to be free, to be better, and they're united. And that's kind of the story behind my slogan is united for a better tomorrow. And only because imagine your life, how much better it would be if you were to pursue your interests, your goals, and your happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine how much better your life would be if everyone around you was doing the same thing. That you were united in your own self-interest, but also in your own collective goals, as much as libertarians hate to say, bring collectivism, but only working together can you really do better. Because no man is an island to himself. We all know people. We all I'm a product of my family and the environment around me. I'm not a product of myself, but at the same time, like I know my actions and take consequences around the people around me. So it isn't just about me. It's also about what's good for me now and in the future, but also good for me, my family, and my community at large across those time spans.
Right. Exactly. And I'm glad you brought up the historical significance behind Cinco de Mayo. A lot of people forget that, that there was an actual war behind it. It's all about resilience, vigilance. We definitely need that spirit right now more than ever. It shouldn't be just the day to get drunk and get drink them Romas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The store is full of these right now. It's crazy because people actually think you can get coronavirus from drinking the damn Corona with their dumb asses. So it's sad that Americans do like holidays, need an excuse to get drunk, kick back, relax. I think right now more than ever. You know what I'm saying? So, and believe it or not, when this whole thing came around, my wife and I, we were celebrating St. Patrick's Day. We were going down to LA, to party with some friends and all of that. But, they shut down everything in the instant. So we're seeing that happening right now, of course, more than ever. They shut down the entire country. So are they actually celebrating Cinco de Mayo where you are?
Not really. The local Hispanic restaurants or Mexican restaurants do little promotions, but with everything shut down, you can only do like delivery or pickup, but no one really celebrates that here. Some people, especially like more my age group, go out, have a margarita or two, but that's just in my community. I don't know about like Cleveland, Columbus. I really haven't gotten there. Pittsburgh is the nearest biggest city, but everything's shut down there pretty bad. So more so than us. So it's really not, I haven't been out there for a while, but I would doubt anyone's really celebrating as we do.
Yeah, it's sad because people don't even want to get out of the house and enjoy themselves. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's with some friends or family members. And like you said, with the restaurants shutting down, not allowing people to get together, it's just killing the whole vibe. A lot of people, a lot of younger people are feeling like they're being robbed. This happened around spring break also. Their spring break has been, pretty much destroyed. Their graduation year. You have a lot of graduates, whether it be high school graduates or college graduates. Now, no more graduation ceremonies, So it's you can just see like a ripple effect, and it just hurting people in so many other ways other than the virus itself. So hopefully someone such as yourself does get elected. I'm hoping that you do, man. Cheers to you, brother. Because someone such as yourself actually does need to be a representative of we the people. So before I do let you go, because I am going to eat me some damn tacos. Actually, wifey's going to make some enchiladas, even better, and some nice flavored corn and all that good stuff. So we're going to have a nice Mexican meal because my wife loves Spanish food. She loves Mexican food. So we're going to do that tonight and celebrate. But I want to ask you, because they do make certain foods, I guess, based on race or whatever the case may be, even though, America is a melting pot. Everybody loves some damn tacos, regardless of what their race may be. But, they got a term for soul food, Black people food, soul food. And let me ask you, do you have a favorite soul food or Black food?
Ooh, Black food. I spent some time in North Carolina, and I really liked, it's going to sound like, I liked a good fried chicken breast, dirty rice, and fried okra was really good. I love fried okra. It's hard to find okra here, so whenever I could find some, I want to make some because that was such a good discovery when I was down there. And it's not necessarily Black, but like whiskey, I started liking that a lot more. Yeah, when I was down in Tennessee and all that, so it was like, I could get down with this.
That's right, cool. You found some flavor around some good people. It sounds like.
Yeah.
America is a big melting pot. We got a lot of culture in different places for different reasons. You know what I mean? The foods down south differ from those out west, different from those in the Midwest. So we just need to go out there, have different experiences, because that's what being an American is all about, enjoying the culture that is being an American, and really what brings us all together is freedom and liberty. The one thing that I'm fighting for, what you better be fighting for. I hope you fighting for out there.
Oh, yeah.
But I know for sure Oscar Herrera is fighting for. Again, Ohio State representative out there in District 96. So, Oscar, I don't want to hold you up too long, but I do appreciate you for being here. We've been dropping your website the entire time to let people know where to go to find more out about you. But please let people know how they can support your campaign.
Yeah, if you see, and I see it right now on my website down there, you'll learn more about me. There'll be a donation link if you want to support my campaign now that we're past the primary and actually in full campaign swing. That will get a lot of us name recognition. Go to our Facebook page, just look me up, Oscar Herrera, and you'll see my campaign page there where you'll see me commenting on state issues in Ohio, and especially right now with the COVID-19, anything that the governor says and maybe we should be worried about.
Good. I'm glad you're keeping people informed and up to date on what's going on there locally. And you did say one key thing, which was donate, y'all. Please. This hustle cannot stop. And we are hustling hard for freedom. We are hustling hard for liberty to liberate we the people. And it takes us unifying, coming together to make that happen. So please be sure to donate to Oscar, and please be sure to donate to yours truly. I've been asking for donations this whole entire time, and believe it or not, I got one. I got $100 donation. Woo! So I got $100 donation to keep this show going because, like I said, this platform that I'm using is $25 a month. So every little bit helps. So that $100 donation will go towards making sure that I'm able to produce more episodes of Black Side of Liberty and other Governor Wildstar exclusives for the next few months to come. But we still do need all hands on deck. So even if you can't give some money, whether it's $5, $50, $5, 50 cents, whatever the case may be, if you got some time, get your hands on deck, get involved. contact Oscar. Let him know what you can do. I'm pretty sure he needs some people to share information on social media. You know, we need video editors, we need AV crew, we need all that stuff. So please be sure to reach out to Oscar to let him know how you can provide any assistance to him. And like I said, please again visit our website, governorwildstar.com. Be sure to donate, share this video. That'll also help Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Get the word out for my man, and get the word out for yours truly by sharing this video. And of course, please be sure to subscribe. Subscribe. We need to grow our audience, get as many people involved in the revolution as possible. So it takes us keeping each other in the know to do so. So please subscribe so we can grow our audience. And that's about it, y'all. So till next time, please be sure to tune in to my next episode on Thursday, Black Side of Liberty. I'm going to have another Libertarian candidate on my show, and it will be presidential candidate Sam Robb. That's right. So please be sure to tune in this Thursday at 3:00 Pacific time, right here on Black Side of Liberty with your boy, Governor Wildstar. Till next time, you guys, long live liberty. Peace.